be off. Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious.
Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. Here with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. We take a look at the Celtics. They're sitting 8th right now in the early going. And, of course, Washington, not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And, you know, for the Celtics, they've stumbled a little bit here at the beginning of the season. A disappointing start for one of the NBA's truly great teams.
Yeah, great is not an adjective we can apply to this group this year. They may have some deficiencies that hold them back.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. The wing pairing, it's White and Brown. Then it's Peyton Pritchard. And it's Queta in itself. And for Washington, Keyshawn George is out there with Chris Middleton. Then it's Alexander Song. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Champagnie in at the 2. Greg, no secret that these teams don't like each other. Could things get a little chippy tonight?
It would not surprise me at all, Kevin. These teams, not only fierce rivals, but there's a little bit of animosity for one another. Throw in the fact that both these teams play in the same conference. Yeah, I'd say the spirits might be high tonight.
And pushing it up, here's Boston. Out to White. Shoots the 3. Rebound by the Wizards. Last meeting was in Boston, where they were unable to fight off the Celtics.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
So it's Washington now after the basket by Boston. Here's McCollum. And that one drops for him.
And he may not be the biggest or strongest guy in the league, but McCollum's got ball skills other guys can only dream of.
For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, thanks. The Celtics this summer trading Drew Holiday for Anthony Simons, player almost a decade younger. Simons' deep threat capability is definitely a fit for the way the Boston Celtics like to play, especially now moving forward. He can fit in defensively. He could be a long-term contributor, guys.
Yeah, he's more than capable. Okay, Shams, we appreciate the reporting. Now here's McCollum. Saw him with 10 points last game. Always going up for the alley-oop here, and Sarr throws it down.
It's almost too easy for the rookie. Sarr, he just pops up and finishes off that lob.
Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Brown kicks to White. There's a screen from outside the arc. The kick out to Brown. Five on the clock. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is up and in.
Well, good things happen for this team when Jaylen Brown gets into the paint. So efficient inside.
And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Earlier, I spoke with Brian Keefe. We briefly talked about Jaylen Brown and what kind of defensive mindset you have to have against him. And he said, we have to be willing to work just as hard as he is. We have to fight through every single screen, talk to one another, and contest every shot we can. Sounds like it'll be an all-out effort against Brown here in this one. Back over to you.
And Allie, thanks so much. Middleton outside. Three-pointer. That one's in. His first shot this game.
And I love seeing Middleton rise up there with confidence, knocking it down for that corner 3.
Here's Brown. It's hauled in by George.
Nothing more important than protecting the rim, folks, and that's exactly what they get.
Cullen passes to Middleton. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Brown against Middleton. This one for three. That doesn't go either for Brown. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Celtics lead by 2. We'll be back shortly, live from Washington. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
On the floor for Boston, we've got Anthony Simons. Sam Hauser is out there with Chris Boucher. And it's Shireman in at the two-guard position. Now, here's Boucher. Pass to Simons. Over Carrington. The shot's good from Simons.
You've got to keep track of Simons all over the floor. Give him an inch of space and he'll burn you.
Former dunk contest champion Anthony Simons. Greg, also a threat from deep.
Yeah, over half his shots coming from long range. I mean, he's not exactly a point guard or a lockdown defender, but if you need a bucket, that he can provide.
Here's Hauser. Nothing on the board. Simons surveying the D.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Branham, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, those are exactly the opportunity this offense is looking to create.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Simons against McCollum. Simons, the pass to Keita. Here's Walsh. Brown outside. Takes the 13-footer, and Sarr pulls it down.
Boy, he looks and will take that shot every time. Just won't go.
That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Yeah, and with great positional size, Milton knows how to do damage down low.
Simons, the pass to Brown. Simons against McCollum. The tray. They get it back. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. George, he's checked in for the Wizards. Boston also with the sub. Pritchard's checked in. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Throws it up high, and Sarr throws it down.
We call that a Sarr slam, and his teammates are absolutely loving it.
1:10 left now here in the second. Outside, White. Pass to Queta. Now Pritchard. And a miss there on the triple.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Now Sarr. McCollum outside. Clock at 6. Back to Sarr. And it's denied. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And in a close game, blocks like that are so clutch, and that could be a real difference maker here tonight.
Three from the inbound. So for the Wizards, their last game a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers. Good work there as it goes. Walsh has got the game tied up here for the Celtics.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
McCollum outside. 1 second left. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. Tie game in Washington. Now let's check in with Allie LaForce on the sideline. What do you have for us, Allie?
Jalen, a strong defensive effort thus far. What do you guys need to improve on in the second half?
To be honest, it could be a little better. We could all be a little better, especially me. Made a little bit of mistakes in the first half, so second half we got to clean it up.
He set the bar high, guys.
Allie, thank you for that interview. And now we're at halftime. And we'll be back to bring you more basketball after this.
Center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. They're measuring up the shot. Next time. Give it up for the participant.
Howdy, folks. The moment you've been waiting for is here. Before we recap the first half, let's see what the standings look like in the East.
You look at the Celtics, guess they're playing decent, remaining somewhat competitive. Just feel like this team is stuck right now, unable to get to the next level, searching for the answers.
Now moving on to the Boston Celtics and the close first half they played.
Even teams that have great shooters have to be selective. They're hucking it up from beyond the arc, hoping for the best. And it reminds me of my free throws, almost mostly bricks.
It's like they went to the O'Neal three-point shooting academy.
Very funny.
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Without question, Chris Middleton displaying his skills today.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the little things, the intangibles, that make a big difference.
No, for sure. And you can tell he enjoys doing those things that sometimes don't show up in the box score.
Chris Middleton is out there with Keyshawn George. Then there's McCollum. Then it's Alexander Sarr. And it's Champagnie in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. And this is the second full season for Brian Keefe as head coach of the Wizards.
Even in a rebuild, setting culture matters. Keefe's approach, accountability, teaching, and no shortcuts.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Hey guys, the Wizards are letting their young guys learn on the fly. Guard Bub Carrington said, the whole organization communicates to us often. We drafted you guys for a reason, they say. Don't be scared to make a mistake. Play your game, use the things that got you here, and see if it sticks. Back to you, Kevin.
Learning on the job. All right, Allie, we thank you very much. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Outside, White. Brown wide open. He fires. And again, Boston with the triple.
Boy, not a big shock there. Jaylen Brown saw the last triple go in, and he had to get one of his own.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. They trail by 1. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game, and that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Boston has gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Here's White. Misses the 3. Wizards have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Saw the pass to Champagnie. And here's Middleton. Wizards passing it around. Sarr's shot is off.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Down low, and he goes in for the dunk. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
After Champagnie. In the corner, George with it. It's stolen by Pritchard. Plays it in off the breakaway. Now it's a 3-point Celtic lead.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
1:33 left to play in the third. And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Hey, DB, over the last several years, wins have been hard to come by for the Washington Wizards.
Kevin, it blows me away that this organization has not had a winning season since 2018, and they haven't won 50 games since 1979. Let's hope their young, inspiring draft picks are building into a good young core.
Carrington's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Simons, he's checked in for Boston. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Champagnie passes to Middleton. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
A solid passer and rebounder, but it's really scoring where Middleton shows up big. He can be just relentless on that end of the floor.
And that one falls for Middleton. And Doris, a measured pace for the Celtics. No rush, don't turn it over, and then they get what they want.
Well, this is Joe Mazzulla's philosophy in a nutshell. Quality offense begins with taking care of the basketball first. He believes in the math, meaning he believes if you can get a good look at three, you take it.
Middleton hits them both. And this Wizards team, Greg, giving its young players every opportunity to develop.
Yeah, these young guys were the NBA equivalent of drinking from a fire hose. But after years of just treading water and mediocrity, I think the fans appreciate the clear sense of direction from this group.
Now, here's Simon. It's deflected, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
You can't have that type of miscue in this moment, in this game. You have to be on the same page.
So both teams making some changes here. Washington trailing. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. Outside, George buries the long-range jumper.
Oh, Bob Carrington doing a little bit of everything out there. Right now, moving the basketball.
Richard finds Hauser. Now, here's Boucher. Defended by Bagley. 6 to shoot. Boucher passes to Pritchard. Nice ball movement by Boston. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
I always like to hold for the last shot right here.
Well, that's great execution if you can do that, because it takes any chance of momentum away from your opponent.
Here's the screen. Johnson, that's for 2. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Washington out in front. They lead by 2. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. They've got Jaylen Brown. Also, Anthony Simons out there. Sam Hauser is out there with Chris Boucher. And it's Minot in at the 4. Outside, Simons. Fires for 3. That shot off. Washington has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. It's McCollum on the wing. Bagley with a screen on Simon. McCollum fires. Off target from outside.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Brown.
You have to admire the growth of Jaylen Brown. He comes in as an attacking athlete. He's now a better passer, and he absolutely is a knockdown three-point shooter.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. And a new group in for the Celtics. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. Coach asked his team, can anyone knock down a 3? Reminding them three-point shooting will open up the floor, make things easier in the half-court offense. Everyone loves making threes. Missing? Not so much. Guys?
All right, Allie, thank you so much for that. Here's Keita, following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Here's White. And blocked the ball with his palm. What a defensive play. George. McCollum outside. Middleton looking it over. Outside George. Shoots the 3. Rebounded by Brown. Boston trailing.
How about the uptake from Jaylen Brown? This guy's so convincing with it.
First personal foul, second team foul. Kicking Tuesday.
It's the first, and that narrows the gap to 1.
You think about what Jaylen Brown brings to the table. Elite athleticism, three-point shot making, attacking the rim in transition, so much to like.
And Brown drops them both.
Well, this is the exact guy you would pick to take that shot. Beautifully done.
McCollum, it's off target. And so it's Pritchard who brings the ball up for the Boston Celtics. Stolen by George. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Here's George. Now Son. A great pass leads him right to the rack.
Oh, huge basket from the big fella Sarr. This rookie is fearless.
There's 1:17 left to play in the final quarter. Now Brown fires from 14. And there's the dunk.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
Here's Son following the bucket by the Celtics. Middleton. That shot no good. Wide outside. Now Brown. There's 31 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Now Pritchard to take the lead, and the crafty layup. Good.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
And we've got a timeout call by Brian Keefe. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. In terms of strategy here, any thoughts?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
Well, they've got to be aggressive, guys, because the defense doesn't want to foul here.
And here's McCollum. Sarr with the screen on Pritchard. Puts up the three. Knocks down the three.
Boy, when this guy has got his rhythm, he can be tough to guard.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. So I'm looking at the clock, and guys, the situation. What do you think we're going to see next?
Not sure they have enough time for the catch and shoot here. Only hope is to try for a tip-in off the inbound. They've got their work cut out for them on this possession.
And so it's Washington who scraped by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and the rest of our terrific 2K crew, this is Kevin Harlan. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast.